Hi guys, today in our grammar class we're going to study adverbs that modify verbs. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. In this class we're going to study the first one, the ones that modify a verb, okay? The rest, the adverbs that modify adjectives or another adverb, we're going to study them on our next class. So now you already know that adjectives are words that modify or describe nouns. So in this case, adverbs are also words that describe other words. Often adverbs are used to describe verbs. Adverbs that modify verbs may tell how, where, when, or to what extent about the verb. Many adverbs end in the letters ly. An adverb that modifies a verb, you can find it at the beginning of the sentence, before the verb, or after the verb. There's not a rule for that. So let's see about what they tell, how, where, when, or to what extent. Let's see some examples of adverbs. An example of an adverb that tells how about the verb is this. Maria spoke slowly. Here the adverb is slowly. As you can see, this is an adverb that ends with ly and is telling you how Maria spoke. Okay, it's telling you how she spoke. So it's telling us how about the verb spoke. An example of an adverb that tells us where about the verb, we have the sentence. She stood there. So where did she stood? She stood there. There is the adverb that is telling us where. An example of when, we have this sentence. Then she sat in a chair. So then is when she sat in the chair. So then is an adverb that tells us when. And to what extent? We have this example. She completely convinced us. Okay, this word completely is the adverb that is telling us to what extent we were convinced. She convinced us completely, not partially. Okay, so it's complete, totally. Okay, so let's see some examples. Tell which word in each sentence is an adverb. Then name the verb that each adverb modifies. Number one, Maria and her staff work quickly. Here the adverb is quickly and is modifying the verb work. Number two, Maria often presents reports on television. Often, here is the adverb and is modifying presents the verb. Number three, she studied hard for this job. She studied hard. Hard in this case is the adverb and is modifying studied, the verb. Number four, frequently Maria reads the evening news. Frequently, in this case, is telling us to what extent she reads. So frequently is the adverb, reads is the verb that is being modified by the adverb. Number five, she usually reports from the local station. Usually is the adverb, and usually is telling us, okay, how often she reports or where. Okay, in this case is where. Usually reports from the local station. And number six, she works there with a staff of reporters. She works there. Okay, there she works. So there is modifying words. And seven, Maria usually reports on environmental issues. She usually reports. Usually is the adverb, okay? And reports is the verb that is being modified by the adverb. Number eight, Maria really likes her job. Really is the adverb. Likes is the verb modified by this adverb. Number nine, she investigates issues thoroughly, okay? Thoroughly is the adverb, okay, and it's modifying investigates, which is the verb. Number 10, she interviews people courteously. Courteously is the adverb, and interviews is the verb modified by this adverb. Number 11, then she checks all her facts. Then is telling us when, okay, and the verb is checks. So then she checks. Checks is the verb modified by the adverb. Number 12, finally, she writes her report. Okay, so this is telling us also when. Finally is the adverb. Writes is the verb being modified by finally. Number 13, she arrives at the television study early. Early is the adverb, okay, and it's modifying arrives, which is a verb, because she's arriving early. Number 14, Maria practices her delivery there. There is the adverb. Practices is the verb modified by this adverb, because she practices there. It's telling her square. Number 15, a producer warmly encourages Maria. Warmly is the adverb, encourages is the verb modified by warmly, which is telling us how she encourages Maria. Okay? All right. Another instruction, complete the sentence with an adverb. Okay? Here, I want you to think about adverbs that could complete each of these sentences. Okay? There is no, not only one answer for this. You can think about different adverbs to complete this sentence, and you can practice with them. So remember, many adverbs modify verbs. Adverbs can tell how, where, when, or to what extent about a verb. You go to Academia and complete your Google form for this week. Okay, it's due Friday, May 28th. Okay, this is all for today. Remember that next class we're going to be studying adverbs, but the ones that modify adjectives and other adverbs. Bye.